Hello, welcome back to my channel. So for today I am back with my Ulta haul video that I promised in my last video, and I am going to show you finally what I picked up at Ulta. This was actually a couple months ago that I went, and I'm just now getting to the video, so sorry for the lag on that, but I decided to go ahead and share with you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take everything out. I think what I'll do is start with the palettes, then I'll move on to the facial type products that I purchased and show you those. And the lip products will probably be last. You know, lip products are my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the first palette that I picked up. I picked up the Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette. I will go ahead and show you what that looks like. You probably all have already seen it. First of all, it looks like this right out of the package. And these are the shades. So I was in love with most of these shades. Some of them are pretty super dark and like vampy, which is fine. I do like smoky eyes and whatnot. So I decided to pick this one up because you can have enough palettes, right? Alright, now I'm going to move on. I got a BH Cosmetics. This is the Desert Oasis palette. And I'm going to take that out. Looks exactly the same packaging. And I have tried out a couple of these shimmer shades here. But I thought I don't have many shimmer. I mean, I have shimmers, but I was like so bored with the ones I have. I decided to pick up a different palette that had it. This one has obviously facial ones too, highlighters and whatnot, but you know what, you can use them for whatever. It has a couple of decent matte shades in it, and a lot of these shades over here I feel like you could use for inner corner as well. Even these ones you can use for inner corner highlight and everything like that. So this palette is very versatile. I do like, I know it's kind of annoying that almost every palette is mostly shimmers, but I like having a variety of different shades of shimmers. So, I mean, you can have your basic mattes and then just have like hella different colors of shimmers, because shimmers are what gives you a spark. Next, I'm going to go in and show you the Solar Flare palette. This is another BH Cosmetic palette. Oh, I forgot to tell you how many shades were in here. This is 19 shades. It's shadow and highlighters. And then for the Solar Flare palette, it's 18 shades and it's baked. So these are baked shadows, and actually the color payoff is pretty nice. I will say that I use either a glitter primer or a eyeshadow primer before applying these. I've tried it out, a couple of the shades. I believe the shade I tried out was Wavelength, this really goldy one at the top. It is beautiful, and as you can see, all these shades are very, very pretty. So again, like, these are super shimmery, not so glittery though. They're more like chromatic type looking when you apply them. But like I said, definitely apply a primer first because you get a greater color payoff. But they are beautiful. So just get your basic mattes and this palette will work great. And then I picked up a single shadow from the Ulta eyeshadow singles collection. I love these. I have like millions of these. This one is in the shade Petite. It's just like a light matte baby pink color, and I just loved that shade, so I was like, yes, have to have that because it's a great basic matte shade. And then I'm gonna move on to the facial products. I didn't get any foundation or anything like that. I picked up this bronzer from BH Cosmetics. I hadn't seen it before, and I just said it looked real interesting to me. It says it's a satin finish bronzer, but I don't know if I would agree to that or not, because it kind of looks kind of glowy to me when I open it. And this one is Golden Gal, in the shade Golden Gal. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's beautiful. It's very light, so that's really nice for traveling. And this is the shade. But in certain light, it has like a goldish like undertone to it. Like when you move it around, it looks like gold. So it's very pretty. I'm not gonna say, it says satin, which, okay, I kind of believe that, but with that gold in there, it is a little bit shimmery. And then I got the e.l.f. primer infused bronzer, and this one is in Forever Sunkissed. And I was like, you know what, I need some new bronzers, because I literally always use Physicians Formula, even though I have other bronzers. That's like my favorite one. But I thought I might as well see if I can find a new favorite. And I did try out this e.l.f. primer infused one, and I will say I do like it a lot. The color payoff is very nice. You don't need like to use too much, and it's very smooth, and it doesn't look super cakey or powdery, which is nice. Oh, it's saying it's primer infused, kind of like smoothing. I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily say that you can totally tell a difference, like that it does that, but I will say that the color and the formula looks really nice on my skin. And the next product I picked up was the e.l.f. primer infused blush. This one is in Always Cheeky, and I'm going to take it out. It's kind of like a peachy pink, very light peachy pink color. You see that? It is very nice as well. You don't need a lot, just a little couple dabs here and there. And it is very smooth, just like the bronzer. And it's not too powdery or cakey looking. And they have like 3 other shades, I believe. They have one that looks more orangish. And then they have one that's like a rosy shade. I'm thinking about maybe picking up the other 2 since these ones kind of worked out and were nice looking. The next product I'm going to talk about is I have not tried Tarte Shape Tape. I know, I'm late in the game, right? So I decided to pick up this little like trial size, like, I don't know, travel one to try it out. And the shade I got is Fair Neutral. And so I decided, you know what, let's see what all the rave is about. And I decided to try it. So we'll see how this goes. I have not tried this out yet. And I also picked up my favorite, well, it's one of my favorites at the moment, mascaras, the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. And I always get like the blackest black. I do not usually go for waterproof because I just don't like it not coming off easily, and I usually don't have much problem with it like going under my eyes and smudging or anything like that. So I picked that up because that's one of my favorites and I was running low. And then I also picked up this Essence. It's called a Melted Chrome Eyeliner, and it's by Essence, like I said. And the brush seems okay. It is pretty stiff, which is, it's not super stiff, but it is pretty stiff, which is sort of a good thing for liquid eyeliners. This one is in Platinum Beauty. It's sort of like a, it's sort of coppery, but it's sort of like reddish at the same time. So it's like brownish, but with red in it at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. And now, moving on to my favorite products, which is lip products. I picked up a couple of ColourPop Ultra Matte Lips, which ColourPop is my favorite. I was so sad because I had like 6 or 7 Ultra Matte ColourPops from like 5 years ago, and like 3 of them were like my favorite shades, and I obviously had to throw them away because they were super old and the formula was like separating and looking oily and nasty, and you shouldn't actually use lip products for that long. So I toss them, and I'm sad because ColourPop doesn't make a lot of those shades anymore. A couple of the shades they do still have, but not the two that were like my favorite. They have one that was one of my favorites that they still make, but I'm so sad. Anyways, so I picked up the shade Beeper. I will show you. This one is, it's sort of like a very light brown, but it has like a pinky undertone to it. And then I picked up Times Square. And this one is more of a pinky, but it's beautiful. I just love ColourPop. I like the formula too. They're not super drying either. So ColourPop and e.l.f. with the formula, a lot of times NYX too with their liquid lipsticks, their lip lingeries and stuff. The formula is so great. You don't feel like it's too heavy. You don't feel like it's super drying. It almost feels like you're not wearing anything, and they do last for quite a long time. So those are like my three favorites. Although for affordability, e.l.f. and ColourPop surpass affordability from NYX and you know, other brands like Maybelline. So I'm gonna move on to a new product. Well, it's semi-new now. It's a Maybelline. It's a Super Stay. They call it Ink Crayon. And the shade I got is Lead the Way, number 15. It is sort of like a pinky, sort of like a brownish pink. So I did sort of try this out. I feel like the formula is really great. I feel almost like I prefer this formula over their lipsticks, their actual like matte lipsticks, because I feel like it's more like kind of like a liquid lip, and it's more like the formula of an e.l.f. liquid lip. So I do really like the formula of this one, and it does stay quite a long time. Obviously it's not transfer proof or anything like that, but it does stay for quite a long time. And the other lip product I got from Maybelline was this Super Stay Matte Ink in, I believe it's Dreamer, number 10 Dreamer. And this is the shade. I've been into pinks lately, if you couldn't tell. It's kind of like, kind of a baby pink, but it's still like deeper. It's a little bit deeper than a baby pink, but it's really pretty. And the next product I picked up are these two Kylie Cosmetics. I have never tried her products. She's a great person, supposedly, from what I can see on TV. Obviously I don't know her. So I picked up, this one is Candy K and Charm. And the Candy K is a matte and the Charm is a velvet. And the Charm is a kind of like a really light pink. And the Candy K is a pinky, but it's more of a brown pink. So we'll try those out. I thought, you know what, I'll just get two, try them out, see what I think. I have never bought her lip kits, like I said, but we'll see how it goes with these two. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, going over my Ulta haul. Let me know down below if you have tried any of these products and which ones you liked or did not like, or if you have any questions about the products specifically that I might be able to answer. Go ahead and leave them down below as well. And please don't forget to like and subscribe before leaving, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye!